Welcome to Tropicana Field in sunny Florida, where the Cleveland Indians are set to take on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and Major League standout Wade Boggs, going for hit number 3,000 of his illustrious career. The first inning was action-packed as Cleveland jumped out in front with a 3-run lead, thanks to a home run by Manny Ramirez. The game remained 3-0 until the top of the third, when once again Ramirez drove in another run, making it 4-0. Devil Ray pitcher Bobby Witt gave up yet another homer to Jim Thome, which made the score Cleveland 6 and the Rays 0. We join the action now in the bottom of the third with Wade Boggs staring at hit number 2,998 here on ESPN Classic.
Here in the third, it'll be Davey Martinez, Aaron Ledesma, Terrell Lowry, and if anybody gets on, Wade Boggs would hit fourth in this inning. Martinez hit a fly last night, went 1 for 3. He lined a single into center in the sixth and goes right back through the middle. A base hit his first time up tonight. So Davey Martinez picks up the first Devil Ray hit, and it's good to see him swinging the bat as well as we know he can again.
Yes, it is, and this is really one part of the game that's changed over the last couple of years. It used to be when you get down by 6 runs, 5-6 runs, that pitcher will just start firing fastballs over the middle of the plate, and hitters will be taking it for strike one. And Davey wouldn't let Nagy do that and just lined it right up the middle.
Now Aaron Ledesma steps in. Aaron had a big base hit last night, a single in the sixth, chasing home 2 runs. He misses the first one, strike one. Charles Nagy, the right-hander, delivers. Bouncing ball foul. 2 strikes. Nagy with the off-speed stuff, the breaking stuff here so far to Ledesma. One on, nobody out. A long look. Nagy all set into the stretch. Foul ball. Holds the count at 2 strikes. Nagy, a 15-game winner each of the last 2 years. His high water mark in terms of single victories in a season, 17. He's done that twice. He was 17-10 in 1992 and 17-5 in 96.
He recorded his 100th victory this year, and not too many pitchers can say that.
Foul ball, that's headed toward the stands and going to be out of play. Well, he came up in 90. Handful of games after actually a relatively short period of time in the Cleveland minor league system. He was on the U.S. Olympic team in '88 and then spent roughly 2 years in the minor leagues. Not quite 2 years, and then found himself in Cleveland in 1990. Foul ball, out of play again. Holds the count at 2 strikes. And it wasn't long before he was winning in double figures. 91, he was 10-15 with an earned run average of a little over 4. And then that next year, 92, is the first year he won 17. The 0-2 again, and a line drive. That ball is going to be caught. Did he hold it or not? He did not hold it. Throw to second, and that is not in time. Martinez up to second base, just ahead of the throw back in by Sexson. Sexson tried to make a diving catch out there, but could not hold it. And the Devil Rays have men at first and second and nobody out.
Good base running by Davey Martinez. It certainly looked like Richie Sexson was going to be able to catch this line drive, but it's a tough read for a base runner. He knows that he's going to get doubled off if he gets too close to second base, but if the ball's to come loose like it did, he has to be to second and beat the force, and Davey was able to do it easily. Great base running instincts.
Now Terrell Lowry with a couple runners aboard and nobody out, and this one goes all the way back to the screen. The wild pitch advancing the runners. So both men are now in scoring position.
I think Lowry in his first at-bat swinging at some pitches out of the strike zone. Nagy tries to go out there again, this time just a little bit too far, and Rays have a chance to get 2 runs on the board to make it a little more interesting.
That's his 3rd wild pitch of the year. Well, this is the way you come back from deficits like this, a little bit at a time. And the Devil Rays have a great opportunity here. 2 men in scoring position with nobody out. Another pitch that slides outside. 2-0 the count here.
In the 2 at-bats to Lowry, it looks like Nagy has been very careful to make sure that he has got not only his pitches away, but way away to Lowry.
Boggs is on deck. Lowry steps out as Nagy takes a long time before settling on his pitch. Terrell back in there. The delivery. That's wide. 3 balls and no strikes the count. A stretch by the right-hander. And Nagy throws a strike to make it 3-1. Singles by Davey Martinez and Aaron Ledesma to open this inning. The advance on the wild pitch. Three balls and a strike to count. Lowry takes it outside for ball 4, and that's going to load the bases. Third walk of the game issued by Charles Nagy, and of course from the Cleveland perspective, this is the last thing they want, to see their starting pitcher walk people. But with these 2 singles in the walk, they've loaded the bases for Wade Boggs. So Wade, who grounded to second his first time, gets a chance now to really do some damage. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Boggs needing 3 hits to get to 3,000. Nagy's pitch, and Wade takes a look at this one too high. 1 ball, no strikes. Now time call. Bill Regan, the pitching coach, is headed to the mound to spend some time with Charles Nagy. Oh, what a great chance for the Devil Rays now.
That's right. You're not going to be able to score 6 on one play. You have to do it in little components at a time, and if they're able to get a couple, even 3, that gives them the real hope that they're right back in it.
The countdown going here at Tropicana Field. Wade hitting .288 for the year. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on to the ground ball through the right side into right field. A base hit. Martinez will score. The Devil Rays are on the board. It's a 6-1 ball game as Boggs drives in the run, and now he only needs 2. They're here to see Wade Boggs. Wade with 2,998.
And hopefully every one of these hits are going to be driving in Rays just like this one for Boggsy. Great numbers lifetime with the bases loaded.
Now Tony Graffinino. He takes the first pitch for a strike. So the Devil Rays pick up their third hit, their first run. The bases remain loaded with nobody out. The pitch, wave and a miss. The count is 0-2. Well, Wade Boggs now with 2,998 hits. 12 of those have come against Charles Nagy. Bases loaded. Ledesma at third. Lowry at second base. Boggs at first. Graffinino down in the count. And a swing and a miss. That's a pretty good pitch. Had some bite to it. A 2-strike pitch, and Graffinino strikes out. First strikeout of the ball game for Nagy. One out here in the third. And here's Freddie McGriff. Fred hit one to the warning track in the second inning. He's hit over 400 since the All-Star break. Nagy's pitch. McGriff takes one too high. 1 ball and no strikes. Cleveland scored 3 in the first, added 3 more in the third. McGriff waiting on the right-hander Nagy. The pitch upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. See the breakout on Freddie. Pretty good numbers in the first half, and he's stepped it up even more in the second half. The pitch is skied foul down the left side, out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Nagy struck out Graffinino. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch and a ground ball up the right field line. Fair ball. Ledesma will score. Here comes Lowry in to score. Boggs hitting third. Riddick will wave him around. The throw is not in time on the double by Fred McGriff. And the Devil Rays make it a 6-4 ball game. Freddie McGriff continues to be red hot. He clears the bases with a 2-base hit, and the Rays are right back in this one.
And it didn't take long at all, and a lot of it is because of Charlie Nagy's own undoing. And it's a good thing Freddie hit that one into the corner to where he didn't have to really test that very sore and strained quadriceps muscle. Hit it perfectly, which gave him plenty of time to not only clear the bases, but for him to make it into second easily.
For Freddie McGriff, 3 RBIs, giving him 79 for the year on his 26th double of the year. And here's Bubba Trammell looking at a strike. So the Devil Rays right back in, trailed by only 2 now. It's 6-4. Trammell with a 6-game hitting streak with a walk tonight. And Nagy hits the corner. 2 strikes the count. The lefty Chris Haney starts to throw in the bullpen. Trammell's average .292, but he's down in the count 0-2. Nagy shoots it down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Devil Rays have 4 hits and a walk in the inning. So far, they've scored 4 times. Nagy from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Trammell. That's wide. Diaz tried to bring it back, but it was outside, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Diaz is trying to bring it back, and if Nagy could leave it just a couple inches closer to that outer half, I think Bubba will hammer it into right center. Not so subtle way of framing pitches.
The 2-2 swung on a ground ball, headed to short, picked up by Vizquel, who's thrown to first is in time to get Trammell. So Bubba's out. Vizquel to Tomey. McGriff remaining at second on the ground ball to the left side. 2 outs now, and it's going to be up to Paulie Sorrento. Sorrento drew the walk the first time around. The veteran first baseman, outfielder DH. He really got his first chance to play on more or less a regular basis with the Indians back in '92. He goes for the first pitch and bounces it foul outside of first for a strike. Paulie originally with the Angels organization, but came to the big leagues with the Twins in '89. Parts of a couple years with the Twins before moving into Cleveland. And he had 18 home runs his first year with the Indians in 140 games. The 8th hitter to come to the plate for the Devil Rays here in the 3rd. Nagy again stretching. Here's the pitch. Inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rays with a 4-run inning to climb back into the game. Swing and a miss. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. He left a man on in the 2nd inning, but the Rays have gotten to him in the 3rd. The big blow of the inning, a double by McGriff following the RBI single by Boggs. Here's the 1-2. Down and in to take the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, if you're Charlie Nagy, the big emotion that you're fighting now is that your team has got you six runs to work with, and you've let the other team back into the game by giving up 4. So it's that disappointment that you're trying to pitch through right now, knowing that you yourself have let the Rays back into the game.
2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Sorrento out on strikes to retire the side.
The Indians came out strong in the top of the 4th, scoring 4 runs. Omar Vizquel laid down a bunt, which led to an error by pitcher Brian McCarr, scoring runs. Tomey and Sexton both stepped up with shots to left center field, driving in 2 runs, making the score now Cleveland 10 and the Devil Rays 4. Devil Rays pitcher Brian McCarr went to the bench and was relieved by Rick White. So we now join the action in the bottom of the 4th inning.
All right, Dwayne, thank you very much. We're sitting by right here with a guy who's seen a lot of Wade Boggs, 2,998 hits, and that's his father, Win. Win, how you holding up here this weekend?
Pretty good so far, but I'd sure like to see it come to a fruitation real quick.
Win has almost all of his hits on videotape for Wade throughout the years, and it's interesting. You guys have had so many baseball discussions throughout his career, and one of them revolves around that first pitch.
Oh, yeah. Can't get him swinging the first pitch. It just won't do it.
Now, why is that?
Well, he says he's hitting 205 when he swings at the first pitch, so he won't swing anymore.
But you want to see him swing at that first one sometime.
Usually the best one you get.
Win, 25 years in the Air Force, retired, Master Sergeant. Will you get emotional this weekend when it happens?
Yeah, I probably will. Yeah. Already am.
Hey, Win, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We look forward to celebrating with you.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Win Boggs, our guest. Now back upstairs to Dwayne and Joe.
All right, Todd, thank you very much, and thanks to Wade's father, Win. We're in the bottom of the 4th here with a 10-4 ball game. 1 strike to count to John Flaherty, and there's a line drive and a base hit. So Flaherty returns to the lineup and has a base hit his second time up tonight. So a leadoff single here in the fourth inning for John Flaherty. Well, the Devil Rays put 4 up in the third to get to within 2, only to see the Indians come back with a 4-run fourth. So the Rays begin their battle back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Davey Martinez opened the third with a single and scored the first Devil Ray run. The pitch is a strike over the outside part of the plate.
Now Davey, one of the Rays who has good lifetime numbers against Charlie Nagy. 381 and 8 for 21 clip. Davey hits a lot of sinker ball pitchers well.
He takes that pitch in for a strike and is now behind 0-2.
And one of the reasons he hits them well is he's a very patient hitter, and he will not swing at that sinker ball that's out of the strike zone that's tantalizing and looks like a strike. He'll make the pitcher bring it up until he gets a good pitch to hit. Very patient hitter.
The 0-2 and a wave and a miss. So Martinez is out on strikes. That pitch with tremendous dip from Nagy. So Nagy picks up his third strikeout tonight. One gone. Aaron Ledesma will be the hitter. Ledesma hitting out of the 9th spot for the Devil Rays. The pitch is a strike at the knees. Flaherty, the runner at first. He opened with a base hit, snapping an 0 for 12. The 0-1 to Ledesma is down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nagy again delivers low and away, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Bobby Witt started for the Devil Rays. Brian Ricard followed. 6 runs charged to Witt, 4 to Ricard. Rick White in there now. Charles Nagy, the starter tonight for the Indians. And that pitch is down. 3 balls and a strike. We mentioned that Nagy had made 21 starts with 19 decisions. And the 2 games in which he didn't have a decision, the Indians wound up winning those games as well. So they're 14-7 in the 21 games he started this year. It was a bouncing ball, and what that tells you is in those games when he left early because he gave up a number of runs, because the Indian offense is so good, they managed to win those games despite Nagy's inability to figure in the decision.
And we've talked about it many times in the American League. If you're going to be a starting pitcher and you want to be around to get a lot of victories, say win 20 ball games, you're going to have to be around in the 7th and 8th inning a lot, because that's where most of those games are decided.
Here's the 3-2. Ground ball just outside of first. Richie Garcia on the call down there.
Richie Garcia is one of the umpires through their legal battles of getting certification or a new contract that is going to be losing his job September 2nd. Now that's one of the things that I can't understand about the picking and choosing about which resignations to accept, because Richie Garcia is and has been for a long time one of the top 5 umpires in the American League.
Here's the 3-2 pitch and a line drive up the left field side. That's going to be a fair ball. Head toward the corner. Sexton will play the carom. Flaherty will go to third, and into second with a double is Ledesma. So the Devil Rays trying to mount a comeback here in the fourth inning against Charles Nagy. Ledesma is 2 for 2. So with only one out, 2 men in scoring position again for the Devil Rays. For the top of the batting order, Terrell Lowry, and behind him would come Wade Boggs. Lowry walked in the third inning to load the bases. He's up here with first base open. Runners second and third, 1 out in the fourth. Terrell nothing out of 1 tonight. And the pitch he lays off. It's low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Lowry not known for drawing a lot of walks, but his on-base percentage has been up around .390 for this latest stretch. He takes this pitch down, so it's 2-0 now. Nagy looks in, has the sign. The pitch, swing and a high foul. That's going to be out of play down the right field side, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Well, Nagy opened the bottom of the third with a 6-run lead and closed it with a 2-run lead. Now he's opened the bottom of the fourth with a 6-run lead, and the Devil Rays have 2 men in scoring position with 1 out.
Still plenty of time, and still plenty of time for them to get right back in it. A couple here and a couple there.
2-1 pitch, and a foul ball again out of play. That will take the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lowry coming into the game hitting a little over .260 with men in scoring position. He was having a great year at Durham. He's worked it to 2-2 against Charles Nagy. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball back into right field. Manny Ramirez all the way back to the track for this one, will make the catch. The tag by Flaherty. He will score. Over to third goes Ledesma. And the Devil Rays pick up their 5th run to make it 10-5 on the sacrifice fly by Terrell Lowry. So with 2 outs, a man at third, Wade Boggs will be the hitter. Wade Boggs singled, and that chased home a run in the third. Now 2 hits away from 3,000. Charles Nagy to the plate, and Wade takes a look at that first one as his father Wynn said he would. 1 ball to no strikes the count, and we've seen him do that so many times. 1 ball, no strikes. And another look, this one in there for a strike. Takes the count to 1-1. Wade's father Wynn and his wife Debbie looking on. The 1-1 pitch and a ground ball to the right side and out of the reach of Alomar. Into right for a base hit, and Wade Boggs chases home another run and draws to within 1 hit of 3,000. The base hit makes it 10-6, and Wade Boggs has only 1 hit left to go. Fans giving Boggs a standing ovation here. 2,999. And I guess we'll see the next time around just how tough it is going to be to get number 3,000.
And you have to believe for Boggsy, this is when it really gets fun. I think he's already thinking about it.
No kidding. A conversation going there with Jim Thome and Billy Hatcher, the Devil Rays first base coach. Wade with a single in the third and a base hit here in the fourth inning. Only one hit separates Boggs from the 3,000 mark. Trying to become only the 22nd player in Major League history to get there. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Now Tony Graffinino. So the Rays back with 2 runs in the fourth. Graffinino attempts this one foul down the third base side. Picked up here by Riddock. 1 strike the count. Graffinino at 323 since coming to the Devil Rays from Durham. Here's the pitch from Nagy. Strike on the outside corner at the knees. Takes the count to 0-2. Devil Rays trimming the deficit to 4 now. 10-6 ball game. Here's the pitch. Outside and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Flaherty opened the inning with a base hit. He has scored. Ledesma has scored. Rays with 6 runs on 7 hits. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball driven back into center field. Roberts is there. He'll make the catch, and the Rays settle for 2 at the end of 4. It's 10-6 Cleveland.
Both teams traded runs in the 5th inning. Cleveland's Manny Ramirez and the Devil Rays' Paul Sereno hit line drives that scored 1 run for each team. We now rejoin the action in the bottom of the 6th inning with Boggs going for hit number 3,000 here on ESPN Classic.
Back with you here at Tropicana Field. Manager Larry Rothschild speaking with Wade Boggs. There is Brett Boggs there wishing his dad good luck as Wade will bat third here in the 6th inning, trying for base hit number 3,000. He has 2 singles tonight, a couple of RBIs, and so he has the bat. Maybe not. He really closely examines that one and is looking for the perfect piece of wood.
Now, while we're away, Larry Rothschild sensing some anxiety, and obviously understandable for Wade Boggs. Try to relax him a little bit. Got a smile out of him, and now he's focused and ready to go into history.
So you know what, Wade, we're going to pinch hit for you here.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that would have got a reaction out of him, that's for sure. Now, Aaron Ledesma starts off. Terrell Lowry, then Wade Boggs will hit third, needing 1 more to get to 3,000. Here is Ledesma, and there's a strike from Chris Haney. Oh, by the way, a new pitcher out there for the Cleveland Indians. Haney takes over for Charlie Nagy, who went 5 and gave up 7 runs and 9 hits. And that's a ground ball wide of third. On to first base, low, and a nice dig out by Jim Thome. So Haney, just in his 3rd game, 1.23 ERA. He used to pitch with Kansas City.
And he has basic left-handed pitching repertoire. The fastball sinking down and away from right-handers, a breaking ball, and a little changeup, and relies on command.
Here's the pitch to Lowry, and it is a strike. Meanwhile, Wade Boggs has come out into the on-deck circle as he asks for his son Brett to come out there with him, and he's talking to Brett now. He goes over and taps Brett's leg with his bat. A little good luck. 1-1 is the count to Lowry. 11-7. Indians on top. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Fans here at the ballpark loading up their cameras, making sure everything's in good working order when Wade comes to home plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wade with a single in the 3rd and a run scored and an RBI, and a single in the 4th inning and an RBI as well off of Charlie Nagy. There's some Brett. This one is a base hit to left field. All right. Single for Lowry. Here comes Wade Boggs to a standing ovation at Tropicana Field. Many of the fans holding up the placards they were given on the way into the stadium. Meanwhile, Boggs is asking for the second base umpire, Mike Riley, to get out of his way. That's the tapping of the helmet. And Riley finally sees Wade and moves about 4 or 5 steps to his right.
In case you're wondering, Boggsy against Chris Haney. He has had some success. 4 for 11 lifetime.
Boggs needing 1 more hit to get to 3,000. Lowry's at first base, so a hole on that right side. And there is ball 1 amid the flash bulbs here at Tropicana Field. Each time up, as his dad Wynn looks on, Wade has had that advantage of a runner being held on, so the bigger hole on the right side. Ball 1 pitch. There's a strike. And Wade was saying about last night's ball game when he came up the first time needing 3 hits, he was nervous, and he said he knew everybody in the house was watching him, and that was a little extra weight he had to carry, but then he relaxed later on, but still went 0 for 3. 1-1 is the count. Breaking ball, make that 1-2. Wade Boggs concentrating on Chris Haney. Cameras at the ready. Here's the 1-2. Nope, it's allowed to first base. Boggs concentrating. And back in there with the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. These youngsters hoping to see a bit of history. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. It would seem only fitting, Joe, that he get the base hit with 2 strikes on him. He's done it so many times in his career.
And usually for Wade Boggs, this is when the at-bat begins. When he gets 2 strikes and 2-2, this is the action pitch.
Lowry from first, being held on. Big hole on the right side of the infield. And the crowd into it. 2-2 is the count. And there's a drive. Deep right field. It is gone! The hit that makes history is a 2-run home run. 3,000 base hits for Wade Boggs, and he hits a home run to do it. Boggs kneeling and kissing home plate. Teammates to greet him. The first man ever to hit a home run to get base hit number 3,000. And Wade Boggs on Saturday night, August 7th, 1999, is the man in the spotlight. A hug from his son, Brett. Here comes Debbie, his wife, and Dad Wynn to join the celebration. Oh, what a night here at Tropicana Field amid a standing ovation. More hugs and congratulatory high fives and handshakes, and there's the big hug from his father. Talk about rising to the occasion. When Paul Molitor got his 3,000th base hit, he hit a triple. And now Wade Boggs does him one better with a home run as he acknowledges the crowd here at Tropicana Field. Kisses all around. And it's only fitting, Joe, that Mark McGwire had his solo stage last week for his 500th home run. Tony Gwynn had a solo stage in Montreal for his 3,000th base hit. And Wade Boggs has the attention of America tonight for his historic base hit.
I'll tell you what, Paul, I think when Boggsy was envisioning 3,000 hits, I think he was thinking in classic Wade Boggs fashion, a single to left field, but I don't know if he ever would imagine it would have come on a home run. Amazing stuff.
Meanwhile, Boggs knew it as soon as he hit it. Billy Hatcher the first to greet him, and look at him celebrate. A blessing perhaps to his late mom, who died in 1986. And as that exuberant fan gets out of his way, Wade with another kiss blown to the heavens and the fans, celebrating in a big way, taking the ultimate grand tour. And Roberto Clemente, with whom he is tied now, is smiling. 3,000 base hits. Wade Boggs getting another ovation and comes out to acknowledge the plaudits of the crowd. So he did it in consecutive fashion. A base hit in the third inning, a base hit in the fourth inning, and now a base hit in the sixth inning. But not just any old base hit, a two-run home run. Not only that, Joe, overlooked is the fact that the Rays are very much in the ballgame, trailing 11-9. And the footnote to history, Chris Haney, left-hander for the Cleveland Indians, is the man who gives up the 3,000th base hit to Wade Boggs. A two-run home run to right field. Tony Graffinino with the count 1-1 strike. First player to hit a home run for base hit number 3,000. Boy. And of course, Joe, when you look at the list of all the others, all the great sluggers in the history of baseball who have 3,000 or more hits, not Aaron, not Musial, not Mays, not Yastrzemski, not Murray, not Winfield, but Wade Boggs. And there's the 3,000 hit club. A new member tonight, Wade Boggs.
And just look at all those names right there. Wade Boggs is among that list of some of the best players to ever put on a pair of spikes. That's very exclusive right there.
His ticket for the Hall of Fame is waiting for him in the locker room. He can't use it until 5 years after he retires, but the ticket has been punched. Graffinino fouls it away. 3-2 is the count. Look at that. I think he just said wow. And I guess you would say wow yourself. It's so hard to believe that he would do it on a home run. Graffinino goes deep. Ramirez brings it in. Perhaps inspired by the Wade Boggs home run, Graffinino with a long drive to right field. Now they have passed out congratulatory cigars. An evening of celebration begins. Back in April, in an interview with USA Today, Wade was asked how he envisioned base hit number 3,000, and he said, quote, "I wanted to be a line drive 3 feet over the pitcher's head and have it land in center field. I'd like to take a Pete Rose turn at first base and clap my hands." I think he preferred the way he did it tonight. A home run. Wow.
It's something else.
Brett McGriff with a ground ball to Vizquel. And he's across for the 3rd out. But history made here in the 6th inning. Wade Boggs becomes the first man to hit a home run for base hit number 3,000. A 2-run shot. The Rays trail. Another ovation for Wade. 11-9 Cleveland.
Now the 7th inning underway is Rick White out there, throws a strike by Dave Roberts. Roberts has been on 3 times tonight. What a great moment here as the Devil Rays have climbed again to within 2 runs of the Indians. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wade Boggs with a 3-hit night tonight to get to 3,000. The pitch, and it's lined into left center field, going to fall for a base hit in front of Trammell, and Roberts is on base for the 4th straight time. Dave Roberts picking up his 3rd hit to go with a walk. Here's Esteban Yan loosening in the bullpen now for the Devil Rays. Vizquel has walked and bunted his way on over to first, and a low throw skips by Sorrento. Roberts is on his way to second base as Sorrento chases it down. That'll be an error charge to Rick White, the 2nd Devil Ray error of the night. And both have been charged to Devil Ray pitchers tonight. The other one went to Brian Ricard. Well, the Devil Rays trying to hold this potent offense of the Cleveland Indians as they've had to play catch up all night, and here we are in this 11-7 ball game. Outside. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Omar Vizquel. Check of the runner and the pitch, line drive, and that ball is headed for the corner. Martinez will have to dig it out. Roberts is on his way to the plate. He will score on a 2-base hit by Vizquel, and here come the Indians back. It's now 12-9. Boy, this offense is unbelievable for Cleveland.
Boy, as soon as you get close to them, they just keep reeling themselves a couple runs out in front. They just keep creating distance between their opponents with the bat.
Now Roberto Alomar is due. Larry Rothschild comes out of the dugout. He has Esteban Yan down there, and Esteban has been joined by the left-hander. Mike Duvall is throwing as well. And that's going to be it for Rick White, who gives up a run here in the 7th and departs. Wade Boggs hit the home run in the bottom of the 6th, and this place came unglued, including the Devil Rays dugout. Who would have thought?
Man, oh man.
Now the bunt back to the mound. Yan looks to third but decides to go to first, and Alomar is out. Vizquel goes over to third. So Alomar put down the bunt a little harder than he wanted, But Jan decided to go to first with it.
These guys are still playing technical baseball, trying to move that runner over and get another run in. And this guy up at the plate's been doing it better than anybody in the American League.
Now Manny Ramirez will bat with a man at third and one out. What a night he has had. It started with a 3-run home run in the first. He's driven in 5 runs tonight. Infield in, and Ramirez is hit by the pitch, and it also got part of Flaherty. So Ramirez hit by the pitch.
First baseman, number 25, Jim Toomey.
Boy, got them both, and it's smarts on both of them.
So Larry Rothschild out to make another change. A pitching change coming. Wade Boggs electrifying the crowd in the bottom half of the 6th inning with a home run for career hit number 3,000. And of course, Wade's father, Wynn, was in attendance here tonight, as he was last night, anticipating the historic moment, and there he is in his reaction. That's a great moment right there. That's a fellow who was pitching to Wade in their backyard when Wade was 18 months old.
It's still about fathers and sons, isn't it?
It is indeed. Jim Thome lets a high pop foul down that third base side, and that's going to be out of play. Boggs chased it, but no chance. One strike the count. And the reaction here in Tropicania Field from the fans. It was just one of those magical moments. The pitch is down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Mike Duvall on the mound facing Jim Thome. Thome has driven in 3 runs tonight in this 12-9 ball game. Foul ball, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Duvall, the 5th Double-A pitcher of the ball game. The 1-2. Bouncer foul. Dave Roberts has scored the run in the 7th inning here for Cleveland. His 3rd run scored tonight. Vizquel doubled him home. Vizquel's now at 3rd with Ramirez at 1st and 1 out. The 1-2 inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Duvall trying to get the tough left-handed bat, and a shot up the middle, base hit into center. Vizquel will score. Another run is home. Stopping at second is Ramirez. An RBI, and that's number 4 for Thome tonight. And it's 13-9 now.
Designated hitter number 23.
These Indian hitters are unbelievable. Thome at first with Ramirez at second. David Justice about to step in. Justice is 1 for 3, a single way back in the first. The pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Duvall delivers. That's a strike. 1-1. Check to the runners. Duvall delivers. Too close here to Justice. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, Duvall has to be very careful on the inside part of the plate, especially down, because Justice is kind of clearing himself with the front side. And he's a dead low ball hitter, so you have to be careful on the inner half.
The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball back to the mound. Duvall back to second out there, and the throw to Sereno at first for the double play to retire the side. Bottom of the 7th coming, 13-9 Cleveland.
In the bottom of the 7th, the Devil Rays' John Flaherty drove one through the hole, scoring Trammell. We now join the action in the top of the 8th inning here on ESPN.
On a night in which Wade Boggs has gathered 3 hits to get to the 3,000 mark, we head into the 8th inning with the Devil Rays down by 3, 13-10. Richie Sexson is going to lead it off. He'll be followed by Enrique Wilson, who took over at third base in the last half inning, replacing Branyan. First pitch and a tap back to the mound. Duvall's got it, and the underhanded toss to Sereno to take care of Sexson. That's the first time he hasn't hit the ball on a line tonight. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Now Enrique Wilson. Wilson just entered the game, so he's hitting for the first time tonight. Batting .280 for the year. And the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Now the pitch. That's wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. Duvall delivers. Strike on the corner. Now he has the jump on Wilson.
I'll tell you, Dwayne, the way this game's progressing, if Duvall can get him 3 up, 3 down, who knows, the Rays just may put a 3 spot up there in the bottom of the 8th.
Off the plate end, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, you definitely get the idea that this game isn't over the way it's stacked up so far tonight. It has been a great one. A big chop headed to second, picked up there by Graffinino, and his toss to first in time. Two outs here in the 8th.
Catcher number 2, Adar Diaz.
Bases are empty, and Adar Diaz, the catcher, prepares to step in against Duvall. Mike took over in the 7th, gave up a base hit to Tomey. That chased home a run. But then he got the double play out of Justice. 1 strike, the count to Diaz. Witt, Ricard, White, Yan, and now Duvall. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count. Rays in the bottom of the 8th will have the top of the order coming up there. There's a base hit the other way for Diaz. That's his first hit. Second hit given up by Duvall. So a 2-out single by Adar Diaz.
Center fielder number 52, Dave Roberts.
And Dave Roberts will be up there now. Roberts has 3 hits and a walk. He's had quite a debut himself. Outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's a guy who gets to the big leagues and in his first game is playing like he wants to stick around for a while. The pitch. Bouncing ball right side. Sorrento there. He'll step on the bag to retire the side. Bottom of the 8th coming. 13-10 Cleveland. The Rays and the Indians go into the 9th inning. Cleveland leading 13-10. Mike Duvall, pitcher number 5 for the Devil Rays, following Witt, Ricard, White, and Yan. And he'll face the shortstop, Omar Vizquel, who's been on base 3 times tonight. He has 2 hits, has scored 3 runs, and driven home a run. And goes after the first pitch, lifting a fly ball into left field, not too deep, toward the line, and Trammell is there to grab it. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 9th. The Devil Rays in the bottom of the 9th, due to have Paul Sorrento lead off, then John Flaherty and Dave Martinez do. Right now, the Devil Rays are down by 3 runs. Here's Roberto Alomar. He goes after the pitch and drives it back into center field. Lowry on the run, still going, going to be over his head. 1 hop and up over the wall out there. A 2-base hit as Alomar 1 hops the wall for a double. That's his 2nd double tonight, gives him 30 for the year.
Well, how about that for Robbie Alomar? He switches over to hit right-handed and doesn't even give Mike Duvall a chance to get ahead of him. Just jumps right on it. Fastball in the middle of the plate. From both sides of the plate, this guy is doubly dangerous.
Now Manny Ramirez will be intentionally walked. Ramirez, who's had quite a night, including 5 runs batted in. He has 113 for the year. He will now have reached for the 6th straight time in this game. He homered a 3-run first inning home run. He singled home a run and scored in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 4th, doubled home a run in the 5th inning, hit by a pitch in the 7th, and now intentionally walked here in the 9th inning. Runners first and second, 1 out. And Jim Thome, and his big left-handed bat, will step in against Duvall. Thome hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd. The pitch is low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. He doubled home a run in the 4th inning. Walked in the 5th, single home a run in the 7th. So between Ramirez and Thome, they have 9 runs batted in tonight, and a base hit into right field. Alomar will be stopped at 3rd, and the bases are loaded. So the Indians have loaded the bases with 1 out in the 9th. These 2 teams can play some unbelievable games, and we've had one tonight. David Justice will hit.
They're just not going to let you get close to him. Every time you score and seemingly get right back in it, they put more distance between you.
That's Albie Lopez in the bullpen. Justice swings and sends a base hit into left center field. 2 hops to Lowry. Alomar scores. Ramirez scores into second. Out there. And Thome goes to 3rd. Justice drives in 2 with a base hit into left center field, and he is cut down trying to go into second base. But he chases home 2 more runs, and he gets into the RBI act. 2 more runs home. It's now 15-10 Cleveland.
Well, just looking at that pitch there from Mike Duvall to David Justice, you get a clear idea as to why he's an outstanding low ball hitter. Although trying to stretch it into 2 is out easily.
So a base hit, 2 runs batted in, and the putout goes 8-6-4. And Larry Rothschild's on his way to the mound again. Richie Sexson is going to be the hitter So Duvall touched for a couple runs in the 9th inning. Well, the Devil Rays bring on their 6th pitcher of the ball game. Albie Lopez follows Mike Duvall to the hill, brought on with the right-handed hitter Richie Sexson due up. Albie 1-2, makes his 29th appearance.
Richie Sexson.
Things have worked out a little better recently for Albie Lopez, who's throwing the ball very well in his last few outings.
Well, he'll get a chance to get a real hot hitter in Richie Sexson out.
And the pitch is in there. A strike call. $15 runs, 19 hits for Cleveland. And the pitch is a strike call, 0-2.
And that's the real difference in Albie Lopez the last few appearances. He is just freewheeling it and letting that natural ability take over, and as a result he's been getting his pitches to good spots.
Down at third, the runner, Tomey there, and a swing and a miss. He throws it by him at 95 to retire the side. Bottom of the 9th coming, 15-10 Cleveland. Devil Rays come in for their final shot in this wild contest. They are down 15-10. They've been out hit 19-14, and they're going to face Mike Jackson. Jackson on in relief. Alex Ramirez also enters the game to play right field in the place of Manny Ramirez.
Well, Mike Jackson's not the guy you want to have to be facing if you have to put 5 runs on the board in the bottom of the 9th. A fearsome right-hander with great movement on his fastball into the low 90s and possessing what a lot of hitters will say is the best slider, best hard slider in the American League.
Paul Sorrento leads it off and takes the pitch down. A ball to no strikes. Sorrento single homer run in the 5th inning. He's hitting .235 for the year. And bounces this one out to second. Alomar with a pickup and the throw to first in time for the out.
The catcher, number 6, John Flaherty.
John Flaherty is going to be the hitter. Flaherty has 2 hits tonight, 2 out of 4 with a run batted in. Of course, the magic moment for the Devil Rays tonight, and Wade Boggs in the 6th when he reached 3,000 hits with a home run. And we'll be chatting with Wade following this contest. The pitch to Flaherty is a strike. 1 strike to count. Jackson deals it home. Fly ball lifted into right center. Ramirez and Roberts. It's going to be Ramirez making the catch. 2 gone here in the Devil Ray half of the 9th. So with the bases empty, it's Davey Martinez due up now. Out of all this, the amazing thing is the starting pitchers are still the pitchers of record. 25 runs in this game and 33 hits. The pitch is a strike. Davies singled and scored back in the 3rd. Fouls this one out of play, and the count is 0-2. Jackson, pitcher number 6. Nagy, Haney, Shuey, Rincon, Parse, and Jackson. I think that's 6. A 2-strike count. Maybe stepping back, making Jackson wait. Now the delivery outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The delivery made. Just missed wide. 2-2 the count. Rays down to their final strike. They kept battling back tonight, but this Cleveland offense very powerful, scoring 15 runs. The 2-2 swing and a popper into short center. Alomar goes out, makes the catch, and this game is over. The Devil Rays are up and down in order in the ninth inning, and the Indians have beaten the Devil Rays tonight. The final score is 15-10. The Devil Rays and the Indians have now divided the first two games of this series. The Devil Rays winners last night 4-2, and the Indians winners in this one 15-10.